First with news, first with views. It's Early Edition with Kate Hawkesby and digitalboost.co.nz. Free training and support to boost your business. News Talk ZB.
5:14. Well, Otis, which is the first New Zealand oat milk brand to grow its own oats, is wanting some company. It's launching the 1% Fund today, where 1% of its sales will be dedicated to funding projects and initiatives to make oats a viable alternative for more of our farmers. Well, with us now is Oats co-founder Chris Wilkie. Morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Kate. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolute pleasure. You're on a mission to convert some of our farmers from dairy farming to oat farming.
Yeah, that's right. And I can give you a bit of background as to why we decided to launch this fund, if you like. So Tim and I, when we began Otis, we wanted to be a modern Kiwi brand that was focused on creating positive environmental change by making these delicious, healthy, plant-based alternatives to dairy. But we very deliberately set out to be both pro-farmer and pro the environment, because we firmly believe that that isn't a contradiction. So we've always, and we will always, sing the praises of New Zealand farmers because they're the best in the world. But at the same time, we're conscious that farmers might say, well, that's all very well and good, Otis, but talk's cheap. And well, we agree. So whilst we've always committed to buying only oats grown in New Zealand, by launching this fund, we're going that step further and putting our money where our mouth is.
I love it. What are the barriers currently to oat farming? You know, what could the 1% Fund try and fix?
Yeah, well, the honest answer is that we don't know exactly, but we're not letting that stop us from getting started. You know, we have this motto at Otis of progress, not perfection. So this fund will start accumulating money from today. Meanwhile, we'll continue collaborating with the Oat Growers Group, Plant Research New Zealand, and many other industry partners and thought leaders to work out where it can get the best bang for buck. The goal is to find out what the barriers are to growing oats and what scientific work can help break these down. At the end of the day, farmers are running a business, so any crop has to make financial sense for them to grow it. We need to be pushing that farm gate price of oats up. And of course, there are a number of other levers that could influence farmers' profits in the long run, like having crops that are more resilient or require less inputs, things like that. The key thing is we don't want to dictate to farmers, rather we want to listen to them and work with them.
Do Kiwis actually like drinking oat milk? Is this a profitable area?
Well, very good question. And can I just ask, have you ever tried Otis oat milk?
I have tried your oat milk, and it's I can drink dairy. It's not because I need to drink other milks, but it's very nice, your milk.
There you go. And I would say that there's a lot of good things about oat milk, but for dairy drinkers in particular, it does have a fairly neutral flavour profile and also a texture and a mouthfeel that's quite similar to cow's milk. That's part of the reason why the baristas like working with it so much. We think it's got really, really good potential. Oats, when they're grown in the right places, they're a pretty amazing crop. They suck carbon from the air, they pull nitrogen from the soil, and they use hardly any water. But oats in a drink contain dietary fibres that are good with digestion. So they're not only good for the planet, but they're good for our bodies, and I reckon delicious as well.
Good one, Chris. Thank you very much for being with us. Love your pitch. Chris Wilkie, Otis co-founder. It is nice milk, actually. I have tried it because I'm a sucker for good branding, and it's quite cool branding. It's quite cool packaging. And he's dead right. It foams up well, so the baristas like it, because the problem with alternative milks to dairy is the baristas would always say, but you won't get the same foam. Whereas with oat milk, you tend to be able to manage that somehow. So good on them.